one of the things that really caught my attention was you almost learned that you may not have been eligible to vote for yourself because you were deactivated from the voting rolls in what was clearly some sort of a screw up by the elections department. So let's talk about that for a second. What happened?
So back in January, I saw a story somewhere online or on TV about people being purged from the rolls, right? We've seen what the Republicans have done in Tallahassee to make it more difficult to register, to make it more difficult to vote. So I went online and I heard something about Democrats being, more Democrats being removed than Republicans. So I thought, oh, let me just look into this. I've been in the same home for 11 years. I've been voting since I moved to Florida 21 years ago. I've been registered in the same precinct. So I went and checked, and sure enough, I had been deactivated as a Democrat, and my father, as a Republican, had not been, and he's only been there 3 years, same address, different apartment. So it was easy to reactivate myself, but I was curious as to why it happened. So we contacted the SOE, and they said there was some mistake with my address. So they had deactivated me in October of 23.
But you hadn't moved or anything.
No, I hadn't done anything.
And just to let you know, I did check to make sure that you had voted. Yep. Otherwise, because if you're not voting in every general election, sure, you can be deactivated. That's one of the things that the Republicans did was that trying to cull out some voters who don't vote on a regular basis. There's some suspicion as to whether or not that's intended to sort of target Democrats. And I'm not suggesting that Democrats were unduly targeted in your case like that, but it is a good reminder that people probably need to be checking to make sure they are still actively on the rolls before they show up and vote. And
that's right. Yeah, I think one of the reasons we're putting out the message now is to make sure people check. And again, this is for everybody across all parties. Everybody should be voting. It's important that people take part in the process, and I want to make sure that people understand that you could be removed and you would lose your right to vote. I mean, again, deactivation is just the first step, but we want to make sure people are able to vote.